Have you ever had a text come through and you just had that feeling of why? Why now? What do they want? You know before you even open it. It's not to check on you. It's not a compliment. It's not going to make your day feel any better. It's about to ask you for something. And they know that if they text you, you're going to say yes. Whether it's running an errand, borrowing something, a trip you have no business going on, a Sunday brunch that you already know is going to derail your entire week if you go to it. The list is endless. And you already know you want to say no, but you're going to say yes because you have said 100 times you're done people pleasing. And yet, here you are. Maybe it's just one person. Maybe it's all of them. But there's always that one you just can't seem to say no to. And at the root of all of this is one word that a lot of us were never taught how to use: boundaries. Not the trendy version of it that we all hear, just the basic human right to decide what you will and won't accept in your life. Hey, y'all, and welcome back to No Longer Allowed with Kristen. And if you're listening to this in real time, we are deep into the 10-day shift right now, like day 9, like deep. Oh my goodness. And I have so much to share about how that's going in the next episode. But today we are talking about something that I think is going to hit home, really close to home, for a lot of women in that group. And honestly, for anyone else who is listening, that's what we're talking about today. And that is what is no longer allowed. I want to take a step back for a second. This topic isn't new to me. When I first started No Longer Allowed, it was actually an Instagram reel series before it became a podcast. And one of the reels I made was about making decisions out of guilt, which is really just one of those people-pleasing patterns we take on, either from ourselves or from watching it play out around us. Like we grew up seeing some of these patterns. So if you've been following me for a while, you might have seen that one. And if you're new here, welcome. Let's unpack it together. The guilt piece is real, and it shows up everywhere. Family guilt, the obligation to drop everything for someone's wants, not even their needs, their wants. Friend guilt, the one who always needs something and somehow you're always the one who is going to show up. Coworker guilt, school mom guilt. The list goes on. And here's the distinction nobody teaches you: the difference between guilt and conviction. Guilt comes from outside of you. It's the pressure, the obligation, the fear of what will happen if you say no. Conviction is the quiet peace you feel when you make the right decision, even when someone else is upset about it. The day I said no and felt peace instead of panic, everything changed for me in that moment. I finally recognized that it was okay for me to feel that way. It was okay and it was safe. Let's sit with this for a second. The emotional exhaustion, the physical depletion. I've seen things floating around online on social media about certain people taking days for your nervous system to recover from. And I can relate. I can live that. I completely live that. I just didn't have the words for it all at the time. I just knew that being around certain people or doing certain things was costing me days to recover from. And when that starts happening, when you keep giving what you don't have, you start to build resentment quietly. It just sits there and boils toward your family, your friends, whoever it is you keep saying yes to. And here's the trap. People start calling you reliable and you start clinging to that identity, even though it's draining you completely. Because what is it to take that away? It feels like losing something that makes you feel needed. And here's why that hits so deep. As humans, we are literally wired to need to feel needed, to feel like we belong. When someone depends on us, it triggers something primal. This sense of, I matter, I'm a part of something. That's not weakness. That's just how we're built. But it's also exactly how people pleasing gets such a grip on us. So you keep saying yes, and they just keep asking. And some of them genuinely don't know what they're doing to you. But some of them do. Some of them know you're going to say yes, and they count on it. So where does this come from? A lot of time you either watched the people around you be people pleasers themselves, so it just became kind of normal to you, or it started even earlier. As a kid, you learned that going above and beyond, saying yes, keeping everyone happy, That's how you got love. That's how you got approval. You were trying to validate your place in the family by making sure nobody was ever upset with you. And sometimes it came from a household that felt unpredictable. Keeping the peace wasn't a choice, it was a survival skill. You picked it up so young, you didn't even realize you were doing it. And then there's the tradition piece. You watched your parents drag themselves to obligations they complained about the whole way there. Holiday after holiday. Nobody ever said, we're doing something different this year. They just kept going. And now you're the adult carrying the exact same obligation forward, even when it drains you, even when it takes away from what you actually want for yourself and for your own family. So here's what actually changes when you start protecting your own energy first. Right now, a lot of us are filling other people's cups from a place of depletion. Think about it this way. When your tank is completely empty, when you're exhausted and resentful and running on nothing, and you say yes to someone, what are you actually giving them? You are giving them a drained, depleted version of yourself who is counting down the minutes until it's over. There is nothing real in it for either of you, but when you've taken care of yourself first, when you've rested, when you've said no to the things that were draining you, when you've protected your own energy, and then you say yes, that yes is going to be completely different. You show up present. You actually want to be there. You're giving from a full place. There's a big difference between saying yes because it feels good and saying yes because you're trying to manage someone else's emotions for them. One fills you, the other slowly empties you. And when you can finally feel that difference in your body, that's when you know the shift is real. So, you know me, all episodes, I'm going to give you 3 things to take away from, okay? Number 1, saying yes when you mean no is not kindness. It's self-abandonment. And every time you do it, you teach people that your boundaries don't matter. The most loving thing you can do for the people in your life is be honest about what you can actually give. Number 2, guilt and conviction feel different in your body. Guilt is loud and it comes from outside of you. It's the fear of disappointing someone. Conviction is going to be the quiet and it comes from inside. It's the peace you feel when you make the right decision even when someone else is upset about it. Start paying attention to which one is making your decisions for you. And finally, number 3, you cannot pour from an empty cup. When you give from a place of depletion, everyone gets a drained version of you. When you protect your energy first, the yes you give actually means something. Taking care of yourself is not selfish. It is the only way you have anything real to offer. If any of this hit home today, if you recognized yourself in that text message, in the Sunday brunch you didn't want to really go to, and the resentment that's been quietly building, I want you to know there is a way through it. And that is exactly the work I do with my one-on-one clients. We get to the root of these patterns, we name them, and we actually change them. 6 months. Just you and me, fully customized to your life. No group pace. There's no curriculum. There's no one size fits all for this. We go as deep as you want to go. This is for the woman who knows she needs more than a challenge. She needs someone in her corner who actually knows her story. I have spots open right now. You can always DM me on Instagram and we can see if this is a right fit for you. Thank y'all so much for being here. If this hit home, share it with someone who needs to hear it. That is how we grow. I am Kristen Falgoust. This is No Longer Allowed. And people pleasing, saying yes when every part of you means to say no, that is no longer allowed. I'll see y'all in the next episode.